Well, ladies and gentlemen of the top tier variety, it's official. USA now has the worst win rate we have ever seen. I know it might sound like I'm being a sensationalist or even over-exaggerating or over-dramatic, but let's be honest here. A 32% win rate, 32.975 to be exact, is by far the worst we have ever seen, and I think I know why. Here we go. Now, please keep in mind, these numbers aren't to be taken too seriously. All right, this is taken from what? I think the Thunderskill site, and they just kind of consolidated it into this very easy to use chart, but really, I believe it. I do. As someone who plays top tier almost exclusively, I would like to say that yes, these numbers, they feel very accurate whenever I play with and against the Americans. But again, please take it with a huge grain of salt because we don't know the official numbers. Gaijin is the only one who has them, and can you name a time where Gaijin has given us any of that information? No, because it would kind of expose how they do their BR balancing stuff, and that's honestly really it. I'm gonna go ahead and switch this over to USA at top tier, and it was a wonderful stream, to be honest. You guys should definitely check those out if you want to go ahead and see some more, sometimes mid tier, but mostly high tier, top tier plays. Which servers, you good? Okay, weird to say the absolute least, but let's go over to the Abrams really quick, and even more so against, well, the top dog. Now, why am I making this video? I was completely unplanned, to be honest. I wasn't really expecting to make something like this, but you know what? I'm going to do it because why the hell not? USA at top tier is one of my favorite nations. Obviously, right? We have, you know, the Set V2, which is a vehicle that I love very much, although I think it's inferior to that of the M1A2 SEP. The reason being is because of the armor, right? You can see significantly lighter vehicle. It allows it to accelerate better. It allows you to maintain a lower profile. This is, in my honest opinion, still a superior vehicle pretty much through and through, although you'll find me using the Set V2 for the sake of, well, this is a newer vehicle and people want to see mostly the new things. Now, I was playing USA at top tier just for the shits and giggles because I'm excited for the new F14 coming into the game, and so I decided to use, well, the Bombcat because this thing is hilariously fun to play. And then I realized in the middle of the stream this. I'll go ahead and show you guys. Holy wow, that's like, I'm in shock. Where's it at though? Like, where in the main area for it? That is outstanding. I've never seen it go this low ever since I started using this years ago. I've never seen it go this low for any nation, I think, at top tier. Yeah, there you have it. That was my mostly unfiltered reaction to seeing this for the very first time. Now, as of late, I've been kind of avoiding this list a little bit simply because it kind of makes me feel very, a little bit discontent with the Americans at top tier because I still like playing this nation, obviously. But as of late, and I can speak from first-hand experience, playing against USA has been probably one of the easiest things. In fact, I look forward to fighting against them very much. And the reason for that is incredibly simple. The Abrams is not a very dangerous tank to fight against. Sure, if you screw up, it does have a good reload rate, it does have good firepower, and it will tear you up a brand new one. Although, when it comes to the first shot initiative or advantage on this vehicle, it is insanely simple to be able to throw a shot in the right area of this thing and either disable or otherwise destroy a critical module, or just outright kill the vehicle. And the same can be said for all the Abrams in the game as they currently stand. The M1A1HC, the M1A1, even more so for the M1A1 because the turret armor isn't that good. I think DM33 can go through it a little bit. Anything above that will go through it like a hot knife through butter. Same goes for the IPM1. Now, the exception to that rule, of course, is, well, honestly, the clickbait, which I'm gonna go ahead and put here in my lineup somewhere. Right there seems to be good. This vehicle in particular, alongside one more, which I'm gonna go ahead and pull out my, do I have it? I don't think I have it set up. Sorry guys, I didn't exactly set this up properly. The aim, go ahead and put this somewhere too. There we go. This vehicle and this vehicle, in my honest opinion, are the two ones that have really shown the Americans what not to do at top tier. Now, let me explain. In War Thunder, there's a couple of things you want to do. You want to progress as a newer player through the eras, right? You want to play rank 1 all the way to where we're sitting at right now with rank 7. Excuse me, at rank 8. I do forget that rank 8 does exist. It's kind of a weird thing for me, but point being, you want to traverse all the way through the lower ranks so they can get understanding of the game, right? Understand proper shot placement, angling, map positioning, and then all these other abilities you start getting slowly. Around the mid-late ranks, you start getting darts, you start getting thermal sights, high-grade heat FS, you start getting missiles, radar systems, you start getting tracked systems when it comes to IRST optical locking. And it slowly introduces you into each and every single one of those new modules. But this is where the premium issue really comes in. Now, I'm not against premiums. Okay, of course, I make money from it. You use my 3%, I get paid. What's not to love in that regards, right? Everyone wins, except the win rate. Because now, what you have are some players who are feverishly using these vehicles, by the way, and have no idea what they are doing. And it doesn't matter how many videos I make, how many tutorials, how many times I tell you, bring a backup, play this, play that, do this, do that. Because at the end of the day, those players aren't probably going to be watching these videos, nor are they going to be listening to other players when it comes to what they want to enjoy. They want to play the Abrams. They want to play all these new vehicles, right? The clickbait, the aims, etc. And what easier way to go about it than by dishing out 75 USD and playing in the endgame environment. And that right there is where truly the problem lies. These players who have no idea what they are doing, no disrespect to you guys. You want to have fun. That's the purpose of this game entirely. But what's happening is they're going up there and they're disrupting the environment to those who know how to play this game, who have 10,000 hours like myself, which I would never say you should have. But if you do, you do. To those who have hundreds, if not thousands of hours in this game, they're now the ones who are going to be suffering just as much, if not more so, than those who just bought the vehicle, because they're going to be left alone. Those players, I can't even begin to tell you how many times I was the only vehicle fighting by myself because the entirety of the friendly team fell apart due to what I call the premium spam. And again, that isn't necessarily a bad thing. Those players have fun. That's the purpose of this, okay? Enjoy everything. Forget what I'm saying. Forget what a lot of other players are saying. Be there for your fun. But what I do ask is be considerate. Bring in a backup. Gaijin has given you a crap ton of backups. If you leave after the second death, by all means, go right on ahead. You earned that second death. Go on to your next game. Do it again until you understand how to play this game better, right? But that's not always the case. The one death leaves, which I'm guilty of myself. You know, I shouldn't be blabbering on too much because I too have done such things and I still do such things. Now, moving forward just a little bit, it has come to a point where I myself, as well as other players that I've spoken to, and I'm not saying you should do this, but most players, mostly myself too, or at least speaking about myself, for me, I leave after, I see the teams, right? If I see USA and Russia on one side and they're facing Germany, Sweden, Hungary, Israel, all of them, yeah, I know this game is going to be a loss, right? I start seeing all the clickbaits. I start seeing all the M1 aims. Then I realize, yep, this game is going to be very much over very soon. I'm just not going to sit here. I'm going to take the L, go move to a different nation, play the game, and not have to worry about this kind of stuff. Now, is that a shitty way to go about it? Oh, yeah, 100%. I'm very self-aware of that, but man, I got to have my fun too. Now, I can't be making this type of video and complaining about the win rate, right? Like, oh no, skill issue. Oh, Justin, you suck. Oh, this, oh, that. You know what? You're probably right. I probably do suck. I mean, I don't think I do. I think I play pretty well for the most part. Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here with, however many, nearly 100,000 people who sub to this channel, which you guys are awesome, by the way. I like to think I have a certain degree of skill. But I digress. When it comes to how to correct this issue, I'll be real with you. I have no idea. I can't give you a straight answer and say, oh, this is good. This is how it's going to work. That's how it's going to work. I can give you an idea of how it can properly work. And the way I'm going to say it is probably not going to fit for everybody. But honestly, I don't see any other way, right? Given this thing, its DU lower plate, I guarantee you will not do anything for it. Okay, yeah, sure, maybe long distance shots won't be super easy. And maybe the thing can bounce quite a bit because that upper front plate, man, it can bounce quite a bit. But when it comes to its overall survivability, no. Things slightly angled, you hit in the sprocket, you kill it one shot, boom. You hit in the neck, you kill it, disable it, boom. Adding armor to the turret, making it impenetrable, 2,000 millimeters thick against chemical and kinetic projectiles, and in that lower plate, I guarantee you is not going to save the vehicle in the slightest. So what can we do? Here's my solution. And I know this isn't going to go down too well for you guys, right? Separate the nations. That's right. Germany, Sweden, and Russia should not be paired together anymore. Period. In fact, they should be separated as much as possible, right? And put USA with one of the highest winning nations right now, which I think is Italy, oddly enough, as well as the Germans. So pair them up together and then put the Russians with everyone else. Work on, as opposed to just putting a randomized set of nations together and maybe teammates kind of screwing each other over. Maybe a little bit more mixed battles might actually benefit this thing, because, you know, you're guaranteed a 50% win rate if they're both on the same team, no matter what. One team's going to win, so that means the win rate's going to go up while also going down, but eventually it's going to hit 50%. But realistically, pair USA and ground RB with Germany, Italy, or Sweden or something. Pair them up all the time. And I know it does happen too, right? It does. And I see it, just not nearly as much. Having USA and Israel on the one side versus everyone else, man, talk about pissing off the whole world, which does happen. Let's not have that be a thing anymore. And Gaijin isn't exactly new to this kind of stuff too. They had done this in the past where the M1 Abrams, when it first came out, and Leopard 2A4 also first came out, Gaijin would separate them into, of course, opposite teams all the time, and there was only a max of around 4 or 5 of them on the teams at any given time, which was a good balancing purpose. They've also done this to the Leopard 2A6 by limiting the reload rate of the Leopard 2A6 to, I think also the 2A5, to around, what, I think it was 1 less round a minute, which made it, what, 6.7 seconds aced crew, or 6.4, which was kind of a dramatic decrease until they found a proper way to balance DM53. So having the possibility of, well, balancing out this nation is entirely there. Like, it's feasible. But at this point, I don't really know how to continue that. Just, I still play USA top tier. Don't get me wrong. I still enjoy it, but 32% win rate. That is like, okay, I get some nations over in like the reserve tier and whatnot, but man, it honestly feels like it. And it sucks sometimes being like, oh, I already know why we're not doing so well. You know, America's on our team and blah, 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 right? Or now I know why we're doing as well, right? America's on their team and we're kicking their butts and so on and so forth. Now, the final question I have for you as the viewer, and for myself, I'm going to answer, of course, is this really a big deal? Yeah, I think it's kind of a big deal. Imagine playing the game. Okay, you haven't reached top tier, and then you're either playing against USA or you're with USA, and then you wonder, why am I doing so poorly? Or why is this and why is that? Because at the end of the day, you can be the best possible player. You know, I've carried some games myself, but at the end, if you can't help but to have your team be there or not be there, it's not your fault as a player, which is why I say don't worry about win rate when it comes to War Thunder. Just worry about yourself as a player, play as a team, and just, you know, do your best to do so, because that's what truly matters at the end is, well, to have fun. And if you're not having fun, why are you playing this game? I mean, damn, I get a job, you know, if you hate your job, but a game, War Thunder, no. But I'm at a loss, so I'm curious on what you guys think. I'm sorry if this video was a bit of a like a tangent, you know, talking head or a podcast type thing, which I do have my podcast coming up very soon. I just wanted to get this out to you guys because this sucks. It honestly really does. I enjoy USA as a nation at top tier. I really enjoy playing them and I enjoy fighting against them, but just having them on my team, dude, just yikes. And I know I'm not helping the problem. I really am not, but I think it's my duty as a creator to bring up such issues so that Gaijin can hopefully fix this thing, because this is not acceptable. It honestly really isn't. But still, I want to know what you guys think. Is this truly a problem? Is, you know, this going to get any better? What's the big problem? Is it the good players migrating to other nations and kicking their butts, or what's going on? You know, because it's never been this bad and it's only really been this bad in the last year and a half. I think ever since they brought in the AIM and the M1KVT, that's where things got a little interesting. Let me know, please, down in the comment sections. I do have a sponsored gig I have coming up very soon over on my live streams. I'll be streaming something called Multi-Crew Tank Combat 4 or something, which is a lot of fun. It's over on Roblox, but it is a paid gig, and it's going to be a ton of fun. So if you guys want to support me as a creator and you want to hang out, that's a wonderful way to go about that for sure. I'll have my regular videos out on the regular schedule, so keep an eye out for that. And that's all I got for you guys. I'm sorry, I'm sitting here dying a little bit. COVID's still kicking my ass. But thank you again for taking the time to listen to this. And I will see you not only in the next video or even the streams, but most certainly in the upper BRs of War Thunder, and maybe even one day continuously playing USA. I'll see you next time.